Alright, hello everyone and welcome to yet again another gaming PC video. This will probably be the last video I do about my gaming PC for a while, because if you read the title, it should be something like my gaming PC is finally complete or whatever I decide to title it as. But my gaming computer, gaming PC, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is finally complete for now. There's still a couple of things I want to do to it, but the main components and everything like that, it's finally done. I've upgraded everything that I want so far, except for a couple minor things, and yeah, it's pretty great. So if you've been following these videos, which I guarantee no one probably has, back like 6 months ago, I'm reading stuff over here, so if you see me looking over here, that's why. 6 months ago, I did a case swap where I swapped from a really shitty case over to the Fractal Design Meshify C dark tempered glass. And then a month ago, I upgraded my gaming PC to the Ryzen 7 2700X. And then I also upgraded my RAM, and I upgraded like the fans and stuff to have RGB and stuff with the build. And finally, I have a new graphics card. I was gonna make a video on it, but to be completely honest with you guys, as soon as I got the graphics card in, I just fucking opened that motherfucker and installed it into the computer. Plus, doing a graphics card installation, even a RAM installation, is not very difficult to do. I guess it really wasn't necessary to make a video on it, to be honest, because you just take out the old one. You uninstall the drivers first, do that, and then you take out the graphics card and put the new one in and install your drivers, and you're pretty much good to go. But the 6-month journey, I suppose you could call it, is finally over. This build is complete, and the graphics card's in there. I'll go ahead and let you guys know the full specs of this computer now. So like I said, I'm looking over here because that's where my other monitor is. So if you see me looking over there, that's why. So now the fully updated spec list is, we have the Fractal Design Meshify C, as I mentioned earlier. Before that, it was some CyberPower PC case that came with the computer when I bought it. I don't know what the case is called. All I know is that it's really ugly and really terrible, and this case is a lot better. Of course, we have the Gigabyte X470 Aorus Ultra Gaming motherboard. This is obviously AM4 with Ryzen. We went from like a fucking Gigabyte Micro ATX Skylake motherboard to this, so that's the change there. Still have the same hard drive, still have the same 120 gigabyte SSD. Didn't really feel like changing those. I'll probably get a better hard drive down the line, but I still have those two parts from the other computer. And then of course we have the Corsair Vengeance Rgb Pro 16 gig kit at DDR4 3200 speed. From that we went from the Ripjaw's Vengeance, or the Vengeance 5 or some, I can't even remember the fucking name of the RAM. I don't have it. It's over there. I'm too lazy to get it. We went from that, which was actually 3000 speed. I thought it was actually slower than that, but it was actually pretty good RAM. But it actually did not work very well with this motherboard. I couldn't get it to run at basically any speed other than what it did out of the box. So the RAM was upgraded. We actually have the CryoRig H7 CPU cooler. Before I had the 212 Evo, the red LED version. I changed to the H7 a while ago though. A little bit after I did the case swap, we actually got this H7 installed. And of course we had the Ryzen 7 2700X. We went from a Intel Core i5 6500 to the Ryzen 7 2700X, which is a pretty goddamn big jump. I mean, it's pretty insane. And then for the graphics card, I don't think I mentioned it yet in this video. My brain's kind of everywhere, which is why I also can't fucking talk either. We went from a 1063 gig, which wasn't any special 1063 gig. In fact, it was a 1063 gig that came from a fucking HP Omen gaming desktop. In fact, I'll grab that graphics card for you right now so I can show you what I'm talking about. So this is the 1063 gig card that was in the build before. This is actually from an HP Omen. I know it says I could have sworn it said HP on here somewhere. I might be blind to be complete. Oh, it says it right there, HP or whatever. But yeah, this is an HP. Yeah, actually, hold up. I'm fucking stupid. It says fucking HP right there. The camera's not going to focus. But yeah, this is from an HP Omen gaming desktop. I've actually seen some of these in their desktops at Best Buy. This card performs very well in games. Like, it performs better than I thought it did. Even with 3 gigs of VRAM, this card still kicks some ass. But this fan right here, okay, not only can it not keep it cool to save its own ass, it's loud as fuck. This is not a good 1063 gig. This is really fucking terrible, to be honest with you. So obviously I'm going to show you guys the computer. I'm not going to take out my graphics card to show you it because then I couldn't, film this video. But I'll show you the box. This is what we changed to. This is fucking big, by the way. It's a very big ass fucking box. Went with the 1070 Ti. At the time, I couldn't find any good 1080s that I would have preferred to get. Most of them were out of stock or priced a little too high for me at the time. I probably could have waited a little bit, to be honest with you, but I was getting a little tired of that fucking small ass shitty 1063 gig. So I figured a 1070 Ti for what I do, because I game at 1080p 60 FPS. I don't have a fucking 144p monitor. I don't have a 1440p monitor. I don't have 144 hertz panel or anything. I'm 60 FPS 1080p. That's all I really need right now, to be honest with you. So I decided to go with the 1070 Ti. I went with the, obviously, as you can see, the Asus ROG Strix version. And this card has been kicking some major ass in every game that I've thrown at it. Black Ops 4, anything. It's been kicking major ass, and it's been fantastic. It's pretty fucking big too. I'm going to show you guys the computer here in a moment. But it's been pretty crazy. It's crazy to think I bought a computer for $750 that had a shitty case, an i5, it's like a Skylake processor, and basically just really shitty internal components. We went from that to the current build. It's been pretty much completely redone. The only original parts that remain from the computer I originally purchased is the hard drive and the power supply. That's literally it. The SSD I actually had to purchase after I bought the computer. I hit the mic there. Hopefully I didn't make a noise, because he didn't have an SSD. And I'm like, I'm not going to go from having an SSD to not having an SSD. So I bought an SSD. So that's the only two original parts that actually remain. And I do plan on upgrading the power supply. I want to get something a little beefier, a little better. I want to get custom cables too, because these cables kind of fucking suck. And you'll see that when I show the actual build here in a moment. But yeah, we went from having an i5 6500 and a 1063 gig to a 2700X with the 1070 Ti build, which honestly is pretty fucking solid. I didn't honestly feel like upgrading to RTX because I don't really see the point of doing that compared to getting just a 10 series card. I'm not going to spend that much fucking money for one. But I'm perfectly happy with this. This will last me a pretty damn good while until some new cards come out or anything like that. And yeah. Pretty much, the PC is complete for now. There will probably be videos in the future. If I decide to upgrade the power supply, I'll make a video on that, because I'll probably end up buying some custom cables as well. But we've upgraded the case, we've upgraded the processor, we've upgraded the RAM, and we've done the fucking RGB treatment, and now we have the graphics card, and the build is complete. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to my shitty phone camera, because I don't have an actual camera, because, money. I don't have a lot of that, especially after buying that graphics card, to be honest with you. And we'll take a look at the build and show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, so here is the PC. I hope the camera's working right. It definitely is not the best camera for some reason. I don't know if I'm just fucking terrible at, using cameras. But this is the completed build. I'll turn the lights off in a moment. It's bright outside, so it won't be too great. But there's the new graphics card. And compared to the 1063 gig from the older videos that I've done on my PC, it is massive. Like, let me see if I can fucking show you guys this. Look how close it is to the fucking fans. That is absolutely crazy to me. Well, yeah, there's the build. That's my external hard drive up there I use for things. We got the RGB fans, the RGB RAM. We've got the fucking CPU cooler, and decent cable management. Not the best. This is what I'm talking about with the cables. It's kind of just a shitty cable. It was actually a bitch and a half to get to not fucking interfere with the fans on the bottom of the graphics card. But it's kind of just a shitty looking cable, to be honest. I want to get some custom cables, like a fully modular power supply with custom cables and stuff. But yeah, that's the build, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the lights so we can maybe see a little better inside the case with all the RGB lighting. So let me go do that real quick. To be honest, I'm not really sure if that helped, but as you can see, it's pretty lit up inside the case. There's two RGB strips on the top and on the side over here on the right. And of course, we have the RGB fans, two 140s in the front and two 120s up top in the back there. And we have the RGB RAM, and fucking graphics card has RGB and shit on it. Honestly, I think it looks really good. It looks definitely a lot better than it did when I bought the computer back in December for $750. I'll try to fucking come around here and show shit a little better. But yeah, that's the build, guys. It's done. It's complete. and it looks really fucking good, to be honest with you. And that card is a beast, man. Especially with cooling, the temperatures are fantastic compared to the 1063 gig. I'll try to give some numbers here. The 1063 gig would actually max out at its temperature limit of like 80 degrees Celsius or some shit when I was playing really intensive games, and that's with the card fucking cranked up, fan running like almost full speed, because like it would just be so fucking loud too. This card barely goes above 60C when playing and streaming at the same fucking time too, which is absolutely crazy. The triple fan setup on the, and of course, you know, this card in general is just absolutely fucking fantastic. I'm super happy with the card's performance. It pairs pretty well with the 2700X. Streaming is fantastic with this rig compared to the 1063 gig. But yeah, guys, that's the build. I wish I had a better camera so I could do this a little bit better. But yeah, guys, that is the completed final build for my gaming PC for now, until I, you know, add more things to it or change shit out at some point. So yeah, guys, that was a little bit of a weird ending point on that video, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, guys, the PC is done, as you saw. I think it looks really good right now. I'm happy with it as it is now. It performs fantastic, looks fantastic, very quiet, runs really cool. Everything is fantastic with the build now. Finally fucking done with all of the fucking RGB shit and the fucking cooler and the CPU and the fucking graphics card. Everything is done. We're good. So that is pretty much going to sum up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have videos that you've done on your gaming PCs and you want to drop it down below in the comments, I'll definitely be sure to check that out. But for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video. If you guys made it this far, thank you very much for watching. And if you want to see more content from me, whether it's gaming related or computer related, feel free to, you know, subscribe to the channel, turn on the fucking notification thing so you get alerted. Well, you probably won't, because YouTube doesn't care about its small creators. But other than that, I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
2018 is a new year. I gotta keep grinding, I got nothing to fear. I gotta always steer clear of all the fakes, of all the people trying to drown me in the lake. I'm gonna keep riding, I'm gonna keep spitting. I'm the king around here. I don't know who you're dissing. If you don't check me out, you're really missing out. I'm the #1 rapper while you're over there smoking cloud. Oh my god, baby, I'm so